embrace your character's reality. I put in the notes there is your character doesn't know he's in a play, or whatever we're doing, the skit
Right.
or whatever you want to call it. But the character doesn't know that they're in the play. They're being that character. Right. And so this goes back to the stop acting. And I'll there's a story somewhere. I can't remember. I think I read this somewhere in a stage management book. But there's a story about a director it was for some kind of theater, I think Broadway or something. Mm-hmm. And he came out to the actors were out there, and he came out and he was like, stop. I mean, like over the top. He was like, stop acting. And they just all stop. And he was like, be the character, live the character, and he had this speech or whatever, and it was really inspiring and all of that. But the point being is, now we are probably more so than most Sunday schools, we are very much into the drama and the acting. Yes. But this is, if somebody could take even just a piece of this that would help for their, if they're trying to do drama or puppet show or whatever, is stop acting as in going through the motions, and the more you can be that character, the more the kids grab it. And this is where, like, I remember talking to Steve about this, about when he was doing something. I think he was Pilate or something in the crucifixion or something. I can't remember what it was, but he like almost cried, like he was so into the character. Mm-hmm. And that's, if we can get to that level, the kids, whether it's funny or serious, the kids, like, they suspend that disbelief, and they're going to connect, and then they're going to remember.
Yeah, I can picture, because we got such a diverse group of ages that, stuff like that captures, scares, brings emotion out of the younger ones, especially maybe the 11, 12, or borderline 12-year-olds, where they might not, be like, well, emotion's not, I can't cry in front of these, get emotional in front of all these other kids and stuff like that. But I agree that, you start acting or not acting, I guess I should say. I think that fluid of you, the character, what you're trying to portray, comes out a lot more easy, a lot more.
Yeah, well, and it's kind of about committing, right? I mean, like, we can, and I'm guilty of it too. You come out and you can be like, okay, I'm going to get this segment done. It's 3 minutes. I'm going to come out here and do this segment. But if you commit, like Brennan's really great at this, is if you can commit to that character all the way, and you're like, this is who I am, then it makes it so cool. It's kind of like, I was talking about this, your professor character, Professor Benson.
Professor Benson.
We were doing the audio recording, and I hear this, like, and I look over, and I'm like, what in the world? We're trying to record, and it's like distracting. It's Professor Benson over there eating a banana or something. But that's totally what Professor Benson would do.
That was what he was doing, yeah.
So yeah, and I think that is, those things are what makes the difference
if you can get into the character, become the character, like you said, it's not acting.
Yeah, and John Keach is really great at this whole point of embrace your character's reality. I remember when we were doing review, so we usually have 3 points for review. We have the lesson, the Bible story, and the memory verse. Yep. Well, he came out for Bible story. That was just his review point, and it's usually the characters that were in the segment or something. Yeah. So we had done the story of Joseph being thrown into the pit, I think, or some part of the story of Joseph. And John's character, he was Reuben. I think he was Reuben, one of the brothers. Mm-hmm. And he comes out to do review, and he's in costume, and I was like, so what was the story about? And review for us is pretty quick. It's a fast forward. And he's like, it was about me. I'm like, and I knew he was going somewhere. I was just like,
Oh.
and who are you? And he's like, I'm Reuben. It was about me. And so he proceeds to basically do a review of the story of Joseph, but all from Reuben's perspective.
Okay.
It was awesome.
I must not have been in the sun.
Oh,
or
it was,
I was in the back or something
yeah,
like that.
It was so good. It caught me off guard, but it was really good because that's how it is. It's like the evil character, they don't feel like they're evil.
No.
They're like, no, this is what,
Someone asked me to do this, I'm doing it.
Yeah, and so...
Someone told me to kidnap the kids, like, kidnap them. Well, no questions asked.
So if we can embrace the reality of the character, and
that's good.
And
that's even something that we could bring out more on reviews. Like, okay, I want you to, when you do review, to bring out this character's perspective of what the story was about.
Yeah, that would be good.
Like, you're the stone that... David used to kill Goliath. Tell me, how was that? Well, here I was sitting on the riverbank.
Yeah, exactly. I've told this before. I've referenced this before, but I'll never forget. Brother Chuck Mozingo, late Chuck Mozingo, he years ago taught a Sunday school class. And okay, this goes back to what I was talking about. Somebody doing a monologue. It was a small group of us. It was probably 5, 6 of us in the class, and it was back when we had kind of what I call traditional Sunday school.
Yep.
Separate classrooms, and there wasn't really any decor or anything.
Yep.
And we were teenagers, I think. And he taught a whole lesson on one of the stones that when Jesus was kind of rebuking his disciples, saying, if these stop crying out, then the stones will cry out. And he told the whole story from one of those rocks. And he was like, his whole premise was, I hope they be quiet. Please let them be quiet, so that we can cry out and worship Jesus. It was incredible.
And of course, he was so much passion when he.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, it didn't matter if you were talking about a coffee or the Bible.
That voice, that whisper,
that Chuck Mozingo.
Yeah, and he didn't. I mean, he had no costume or anything. Yeah. He sat there, and I remember him kind of going like this, hunching his shoulders a little bit, and like, please God, don't let them stop. It was really good. I mean, it was awesome. So yeah, you can make a big impact.